Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Hurt, Heal, Become podcast. I am your host, Monique Loraye, and you can meet me here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Listen, sis, you are 1000% capable of accomplishing all that you truly desire. Do you hear me? Do you understand? You are 1000% capable of accomplishing all that you truly desire now. Come on. You can do it. And when I say this to you, I'm speaking to myself too, right? I'm thinking back how, a lot of people now compliment that I can speak well, They're like, oh, wow, you speak very well. You can speak at a drop of a hat. You can get one word and speak on a topic. That's amazing. But the truth is, speaking is a skill. It's a skill that has to be developed over time. Yeah, I was born speaking a lot, right? I talked a lot. Even as a child in elementary school, I would get in trouble for talking too much. Do you hear me? I would help my friends finish their work, their schoolwork, so I could sit at their desk and talk to them, right? I was just doing what I wanted to do, child. But that's the truth. And 20 years ago, I'm 34 now, 20 years ago, 15 years old, I was giving motivational speeches to invisible audiences in my home. Do you hear me? Real life motivational speeches, right? We all know. If you don't know, I'll let you know. But as a teenager, I went towards the streets. I went to the streets. I didn't have to. It was a choice that I made because I was rebelling against the church. That's just what it was. So I wanted that street life, child. So I ran with a lot of drug dealers and street boys and thugs. Baby, I would be giving them motivational speeches. Do you understand? 16, 17, 18 years old. Baby, what are you going to do? Because this drug that you selling, this is not going to last forever. It's going to end up in one or two places, in the grave or behind a jail cell. So what's your out for this thing right here? What's your plan for this thing right here? And see, people in the streets respect me to this day because that's who I've always been. Right? I wasn't a judgmental person. I can speak to the homeless, speak to the drug dealer, speak to the president and the CEO. Do you understand? But you are 1000% capable of accomplishing all that you desire. If you want to speak, start practicing that skill. Start speaking. Another thing I used to do is I used to sit my kids down. My oldest son was about 10. My youngest son was 1 year old at the time. They're now 17 and 7. But I would sit them down in the living room, and I had a fireplace that had like a brick step in front of it. Like raised brick in front of it. And I would stand on this fireplace, make them sit down and listen to my motivational speech, whatever came to mind. Do you hear me? I truly did that. My youngest son's dad, if he came over, I would make him sit on the couch and listen to my speech. And my kids used to say this, Mama, okay. Mama, are you done yet? Mama. I would go and go and go and go and go. Do you hear me? And then when social media became a very popular thing, right? I would get nervous to speak in front of people, but I would still practice with the invisible people in my head or in my room. Do you hear me? I would still do that. I would still go and watch speakers who I admired their skill of speaking. I would go and watch them. I would listen to speakers hours and hours and hours. By this time, over 10,000 hours of speakers speaking on podcasts, motivational speakers, TEDx talks. I would just listen. I would take notes. Then I started YouTubing tips on how to speak, how to be a professional speaker, right? And I would take notes, hours and hours of notes. Well over 10 years ago. So you are 1,000% capable of truly accomplishing all that you desire. In 2018, I told God, I said, God, I just want to run my mouth talking about how good you are, traveling the world and selling real estate. 2018. Child, I did not know God was going to have me really talking about him every time I open my mouth. But I wouldn't have it any other way, because he's brought me out of so much. I owe him my life. That's how I feel about it. I owe him everything. As much as he's blessed me, graced me, and had mercy on me, forgave me, provided for me, healed me. I mean, come on, the list goes on and on and on. So when I open up my lips, the fruit of my speak is about God. But since you are capable, whatever you truly want to accomplish and desire, take these notes from it. Study someone who's doing exactly what you want to do. Study that person. Study multiple people. Because the truth is, it may work for them that way, but it may not work for you that way. See, I watch different people speak, right? To big audiences. I watch people speak to stadiums. I grab from different people, but then I made it my own because I'm not that person, right? Oprah Winfrey is great, but I do a dang good Monique. Do you hear me? Oprah Winfrey has an audience, but I got my own. So start studying those who are in a position you want to be in. It doesn't have to be speaking. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to accomplish, whether it's losing weight, whether it's growing your hair out, whether it's speaking, whether it's starting a business, whether it's starting a podcast, whatever it is, whether it's being a better parent, a better mother, come on. Study those who have some qualities, characteristics, and the integrity, right? Integrity is big. Study those people. Take notes on what they do, what they say, how they think. Take notes. What are they doing differently than you're doing that you would desire to do? And really fill your mind with this. This is called personal development. This is what you call personal development. Remember last month, I think I broke down how the brain is the last organ to grow, and it grows outside of the womb. Do you hear me? For women, the brain stops developing at 25. For men, the brain stops developing at 29. So if all you've known from 0 to 25, sis, is trauma, depression from mama or daddy, abandonment, rejection, then there are some things that you gotta uproot from your garden, your mind, from that soil your brain is planted in, and reroot. And that's where personal development kicks in and takes place. And you got the power to do that. Nobody can do it for you. So I applaud you right now for being a loyal listener of this podcast. This podcast promotes personal development, self-introspection, and self-awareness, right? That's what I'm all about. Not about pointing the fingers at other people. We know people are people, right? People do things. We can't change what people do. We can't change what they say. We can't change how they are. We either gonna love them as they are or move around. I mean, those are the two options, and that's just it. But here on Hurt, Heal, Become, we will do the personal development. We will take our power back from what others said that we couldn't do, we can never be, we can never become. And we will believe and declare out of our mouths that we are 1,000% capable of accomplishing everything that we desire. We are. If you want to be a doctor, go to school. You want to be a nurse? Enroll into school. What's stopping you? Oh, you talking about the school loans are stopping you? School loans is going to loan. The loans are going to loan, boo. If you want to do it, go do it. That's the truth. The loans are going to loan. The debt is going to debt. But if that's your desire, guess what? You can go and do that. because you are 1,000% capable of accomplishing everything that you truly desire. I love you. We will talk soon. Don't forget, here we will hurt, we will heal, and we will become all that God has created for us to be. Talk soon. Bye.